Hey guys, a Loftus-Cheek hat-trick sinks Barte Borisov as Chelsea make it 3 wins out of 3 in the Europa League, and Danny Welbeck sends Arsenal 11 wins in a row with a 1-0 victory out in Sporting Lisbon. This is your Europa League review. So, Loftus-Cheek, brilliant game for Loftus-Cheek today. He scored a hat-trick, as I said, as Chelsea beat Barte 3-1. He scored the first goal after Zappacosta's cross was put in by Loftus-Cheek, and he opened the scoring for Chelsea after just 2 minutes. And then 6 minutes later, he scored again, getting in just before Olivier Giroud to score from Willian's corner kick. And that put Chelsea full in control at 2-0 up. And throughout that half, they pretty much dominated the half, really. Had 15 shots in the first half alone. And Loftus-Cheek had a good chance to steal a hat-trick before half-time after he put a header wide. So, you know, there's loads of chances for Chelsea to dominate the scoreline at half-time. But they went in 2-0 up, pretty comfortable at that stage. And they came out in the second half in the same vein against Barte Borisov, quite a poor Barte Borisov side. Like I said, Loftus-Cheek sealed his hat-trick just after half-time, starting the move and then laying it off to put Chelsea 3-0 up after Pedro's ball into him. And then a few more chances Chelsea had towards the end of the game as well. Olivier Giroud, he's been struggling for goals of late for Chelsea. He hasn't actually scored for Chelsea this season. I know he's very much part of the Chelsea team and has a lot of assists in the way Chelsea play, but he hasn't yet scored, and he had a good chance to score with a header, but keeper made a good save, denied Giroud his first goal of the season there. But then Chelsea got a little bit complacent towards the end, letting a goal in the 79th minute, a free kick coming in and just allowing a free tap-in to concede there. So that ended Chelsea 3, Barte Borisov 1 at Stamford Bridge today. That makes Chelsea 3 wins out of 3. And like I said, Loftus-Cheek with the hat-trick. And that obviously, of course, begs the question now, is Loftus-Cheek going to get his chance at Chelsea? You know, he's come in today, he's scored a hat-trick. So there's a lot of competition in that team. Of course, we see Ross Barkley on form at the moment for Chelsea, coming off the bench to score against Manchester United. Played brilliantly against Southampton, got a goal and assist there. Of course, Kovacic is the person that he is also battling with, and so Loftus-Cheek is basically like third choice in that midfield, and sort of the attacking of the 3 in that midfield, of course, with Kante and Jorginho pretty much holding those down the other 2 places in the midfield. So really, it's 3 guys battling it out for 1 place in that midfield. So obviously, Loftus-Cheek has sent a message out to Sarri saying, "Listen, you need to play me. You need to play me in these games. This is what I can do. I can score goals. I can create." And of course, Chelsea, the way they play, they're always going to create chances. And so, if he's now got on form, maybe he has a chance to start for Chelsea now. Maybe the Premier League game against Burnley this Sunday, he may get his opportunity. But he's definitely sent a message out to Sarri to say, "Listen, you need to start playing me now because I'm good enough to play in this team." I saw a stat today actually that said Dele Alli is older than younger than Loftus-Cheek, and has played 200 more games than him, which is crazy. 200 more games than Loftus-Cheek. Loftus-Cheek's obviously been at Chelsea's academy, been on loan to Palace, but not really played many professional games, you know. And so he needs this opportunity if he's going to burst onto the England scene and make a career for himself, really. Does he now have to leave Chelsea, guys? Let us know in the comments. Does Loftus-Cheek have to leave Chelsea to stake a claim in the England squad and keep his career alive in a professional division? He's obviously got talent, scored a hat-trick in the Europa League today. So yeah, that was the Chelsea result. And of course, Arsenal play today in the Europa League and they make it 11 wins in a row, 11 out of 11 games since August 18th when they lost to Chelsea. Arsenal make it 11. Danny Welbeck scored for Arsenal late in the game, last sort of 20 minutes of the game. He got through after a mistake from the defender. Coates made a mistake after a good little ball put through, flicked on by Aubameyang, and Welbeck put the ball into the back of the net to seal Arsenal's 11th away win, or 11th win in a row. And it's a good victory for Unai Emery's side. In a game of which wasn't the greatest of games, especially first half, a couple of half chances. Mkhitaryan with a free kick, which is a quite simple save from the goalkeeper. Aubameyang had a couple of half chances as well in the first half. And former Manchester United winger Nani had a good effort. It went just over the bar. He didn't really catch it well. It was a poor mistake actually from Arsenal in the defensive line. And it led to a Nani shot which went over the bar. And then in the second half, Arsenal dominated possession, but didn't really create many chances. They dominated the ball. Sport and Lisbon didn't look like they were coming to play with it. They came to sat and maybe take a point from the game. But after Arsenal's pressure, Danny Welbeck actually had a goal ruled out for a push, allegedly, on the defender, which the referee deemed as a foul. Barely a touch on it, but the goal was ruled out. Wasn't to deny Danny Welbeck his goal, though. He scored, like I said, 12 minutes to go. Put the ball into the back of the net, and that sealed Arsenal's 11th win in a row. Now, of course, in that game, actually, Rob Holding had a good game, I felt. He got man of the match, I believe, and so he was brilliant in that game. He dominated the ball. He looked comfortable on the ball. I know it was only Sporting Lisbon, but he started 6 games in a row under Emery now, with the injuries to Socrates in the past few weeks, and obviously being a rotational system of the Carabao Cup, Europa League, Premier League. He's had a chance in the team now. He's had six starts in a row, as I said. So Emery seems to like him, played him today over Mustafi, who could have played today. So we're yet to see whether now Socrates is back, will Holding keep his place in the squad. He's definitely developing under Emery, as a lot of players are. Iwobi was immense last week against Leicester in the league. So it seems like Emery's starting to get the best out of the players, and those confidence is definitely going to be booming now. 11 wins in a row. Can Arsenal make it 12 this Sunday against Crystal Palace? And then obviously Carabao Cup next week against Blackpool is a good chance to make it 13 going into the big game where it'll be another big test for Unai Emery's side against Liverpool on the weekend. Just running you through a couple of other results for the night in Europa League. Celtic lose again. Things are not looking good for Celtic. Another loss for them in Europa League. They lost 2-0 to RB Leipzig. And a lot of the Celtic fans not happy with the way they're playing. Celtic don't look like they're coming to really play and assert themselves in this league. They've obviously got 3 points from 3 games now. It's a tough group with Salzburg beating Rosenborg 3-0. They're now sitting 3rd place with 3 points. 3 points behind Leipzig as well in that group. Elsewhere, the other team in Scotland seemed to be doing quite well. Steven Gerrard's Rangers got a point today against Spartak Moscow after a 0-0 draw. I'm sure he will take that, considering that in that group, they're not really favourites to do anything really in that group. They look like they've been struggling, in so far, but under Gerrard in the Europa League at least, they seem to be getting things right, and they got a good chance of progressing in that group. Steven Gerrard's got them playing some good football. They're getting some decent results, and they're now actually top of that group. With Villarreal and Rapid Wien, they now sit top on head-to-head, I believe. So yeah, so 3 games to go. Rangers put themselves in a good stead going through. So I imagine that's Celtic maybe crashing out the Europa League and Rangers taking the mantelpiece to go through. And so on a week where it's not been so great for all the English clubs in Europe, the Arsenal and Chelsea have now given English clubs something to look forward to as they look set to progress into the next stages of the Europa League. And one another big shots today. AC Milan lost 1-0 to Real Betis in Europa League, but they still 2nd place in that group, so they should be qualifying through. So yeah, that's all. Yeah, so like I said, let us know in the comments, what do you think about Loftus-Cheek in Chelsea? Should he leave Chelsea to go find a bigger club? And Arsenal make it 11 wins in a row. Make sure you like, share and subscribe this video, and we'll see you soon.